Hi, everyone. Welcome back to IPEN 2016. And I have such an honor to introduce Michelle Gielan. I think so many of you who took my program know about Sean, know about Michelle. But now seeing in person this beautiful young lady, it's just, she just, the happiness comes out. And the broadcasting, she's broadcasting her happiness right now. So, Michelle, please, welcome.
Thank you. Your positivity is infectious. I love it. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
So tell us, I would like, if you don't mind, just to, there's so much about you, and I would just like, if you don't mind, just to do a couple of highlights of your work.
Yeah.
From broadcasting, from TV, from media, from master in positive psychology, from all the great work you've been doing for us.
I'm so excited to talk with you because I feel like you really get it. You get the positive psychology, you get the research. So many people that you are broadcasting this out to now understand that it is there's potential. We have it in every moment to choose happiness. What is really exciting in the research now, as a positive psychology researcher, what I'm seeing is that not only does that choice affect our own levels of happiness and success, but it ripples out to the people around us. And we have the ability to influence these other people and make the choice for them to choose happiness easier. So originally I was a national news anchor of CBS News.
I'm sure a lot of people know you from CBS.
Yeah. If you were up in very early morning hours, you might have seen me on TV. And I had what now is a typical newscast: murder, death, destruction, natural disasters, bank failures, corruption. Got tired of telling negative news stories. I didn't want to be that person who would have be broadcasting when a 5-year-old would walk into the room at home and leave that child with the belief that their behavior doesn't matter, that the world is a negative place, and there's nothing we can do about it. Negative news in a way that empowers people. What I can come to see now, after studying at the University of Pennsylvania, positive psychology, is that we're all broadcasters. All of us are constantly broadcasting information to other people.
Love this idea, really. I mean, that we are all broadcasters. It's really, it's amazing. Love the idea. Yeah.
As parents, as teachers, as friends, as as coaches, as executives, we are constantly sharing information with other people, and those choices that we make on what to talk about either create success for us and other people, or they hold all of us back. So positive psychology, I think, is now showing us what we can talk about, how we can talk about both successes and challenges in a way that fuels personal growth and gets us to higher levels of those business and educational outcomes that we are looking for.
That's really awesome. By broadcasting happiness, you've been broadcasting this like literally all over the world, right? With a Good Inc. company name,
Yeah.
and you and Sean Ecker, as you all know. What have you experienced with broadcasting? I mean, like you said, it is absolutely ripple effect.
Yeah.
We see each other. I mean, the other day, I was just thinking, the other day there was Sir Anthony was giving a speak.
Yeah.
And my wife said, I might have said this earlier, but my wife said, I saw him earlier and he was thanking a cleaning lady. He was, I guess, on our floor. And I didn't even think about it, but the same day I passed by and I walked by cleaning lady and I said, thank you. Which, you do it when they're in a room, you don't kind of consciously. And there was a ripple effect.
Yes.
I didn't even think. So you must have so much of ripple effect by broadcasting, going all over the world to you and Sean. So tell us a little bit about.
Yeah, I mean, this book is all about the power that when we model positive behavior, when we focus on talking about life in a particularly empowered, optimistic, resilient way, how that can affect other people. So the news, very negative. The stories you don't hear on the news are stories that I'm so grateful to get to be exposed to every day. A school district that changed the narrative this is in Washington State, and said, we are not a failure factory. We have successes that are already happening here. They brought in an 8-year period the graduation rate up from 41% to 92%, and they are not done yet. There's a researcher at Harvard, Dr. Ellen Langer, which many of your
Yes, I talked about Dr. Ellen Langer in my programs.
And so she changed what old elderly men were broadcasting to one another about their lives, about their age, their mindset. And after just 1 week of going to a retreat center and acting as if they were 20 years younger, these men had better health. They had more energy. Naive raters rated the pictures on average as looking 3 years younger of these men. But the best part was on average, their eyesight improved by 10%. So what shows us that whether it's a school district or a business or an individual or about aging, about health, about any topic, when we change our story, we change our power to influence others and to influence our own mindset.
Thank you so much. So well said. So what can we do to broadcast even more happiness? To really have people to understand that we are, and I'm just thinking, as you said, we're broadcasting happiness, but we're also broadcasting stress and negativity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some of us.
Yes.
Maybe not you and me as much, but
oh, I've had my moments. I still have my moments.
See, we all do. I think that's important. Everybody understands that. We might be doing this and teaching, but we have our moments. We're human beings.
Yeah. And that's what makes it so exciting, because it's opportunities to practice. So the number one strategy that I focus on in the book is this idea of the power lead. So my question to everybody is, what's your broadcast? Think about what you are broadcasting, and most importantly, what's your top story? When someone asks you, how are you? What do you say? I used to say, when I was working overnight at CBS, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I'm exhausted. Oh, my head hurts. Oh, and there's only
So
two.
you were broadcasting stress and negativity.
Yes. Getting other people to focus on it, not only mine, but their own, right? There's only two responses. People say, oh, I'm so sorry. Or they play misery poker. You think your commute was bad? You should hear my commute. Let me tell you about what's going on. Meanwhile, if we start with something positive and meaningful, that's the power lead. Starting a conversation off with something positive and meaningful, we change the trajectory of conversations. We don't want to ignore bad things going on.
Thanks for saying that. Important. Yes, we don't want to ignore it.
We just want to start in a positive place, put the brain in that positive place, because a positive brain's been connected to increasing productive energy, increasing resiliency and empowerment, all of these things that we want to tackle any challenge that we might be facing later on. The best part about the power lead, you start off with positivity. Hey, how are you? So if I were to ask you this morning, how are you doing?
I had a smile at 5 a.m. Actually, this morning I woke up late because I stayed up late, but I did my exercise and I had a smile, and I was doing great.
See, I love it. And it makes me want to say, I'm doing great too, or at least recognize what I could say. And so this morning I would say, oh, I'm doing great. I had breakfast with my son this morning. He was being so cute. Simple, right? Yeah. Start a meeting off with 3 gratitudes. Start a meeting off by sharing successes that people don't know. Emails, subject lines, so important. Or even just say hi, name, which we often forget.
Yes.
It changes how people respond to the rest of the information that they hear from us.
Thank you. I actually just wanted to say that people watching have such a privilege seeing Michelle, because she will be giving a talk at 4 p.m. today, probably 800-900 people in the room or more. So you have a privilege of watching live broadcast. So thanks for joining. What else? So here we focus on positive education. And what do you think we can do? And you did touch base on schools. What else we can do to really have a positive education? To have for parents who are watching, what is it they can do with the kids? Or how they can broadcast even more happiness, so that we can become even more successful. And as you and as Sean always talk about, right? Have better life and better finances and better relationships, and that's really what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, I loved your session the other day because it focused on the habits, the small habits that we can take to recharge ourselves. Ultimately, this is about how we show up, right? So if your battery is low, how can you help other people? So those small habits can be, dinner, starting it with 3 things we're grateful for. We heard this amazing story recently. Sean shared it earlier during the talk.
Tell us, please.
We worked with a gentleman. You'd think selling your company for $100 million, you'd be jumping for joy, right? Over the moon. And that night, this guy had an anxiety attack. He said, I'm not happy. I don't know what I can do to become happier. And I have everything in the world to be happy about. His wife said, honey, let's go for a walk. And so they went to the local track down the street at the high school. They started saying their gratitudes as they walked. He felt a little better. The next night, let's go again, saying their gratitudes, right? Cut to 2 weeks later, starting to finally feel better, or at least a lot better. And he said, why don't we import this to the dinner table and do it with our kids? The 5-year-old thought it was cute. The 13-year-old rolled her eyes. Oh my gosh. But they begrudgingly started participating. Anyway, period of time after that, he gets a call. The daughter, the older one, the 13-year-old, had been at a sleepover, and the other father says, "I've got to talk to you about what your daughter did." He said, "Oh no, what did she do? What'd she do? Oh no." Well, it turns out what she did was, because she had felt there was a lot of gossiping and people had been mean at school, she got all the girls at the sleepover to sit down in a circle and talk about nice things about one another. Ripple effect. Ripple effect. So in positive education, you want your students to do better, start off the day with a power lead. You want your kids to do better, prime them, get their brain into a positive place before they go take those standardized tests.
Write these down. This is so good.
And so you had, during your talk, you gave us so many great examples of habits, those small habits that recharge us. And I think that really is at the core, because when we're shining bright, that's when we can get others to shine bright too.
Thank you. And thank you for saying that, really everything starts with us, right? Everything starts with putting that mask on ourselves first. This morning, when I was doing exercise, I ran into somebody came over and says, "Oh, thank you so much for sharing." And what the gentleman said is, "Thanks for telling that about teachers." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you guys," because I said that, just like you said, you guys need to start first. Don't teach the kids if you don't do it.
Yes.
Live it first and then teach others.
Yes.
Like what you guys do. You live it, right? You live it, and then you broadcasting to everybody else, right?
Yeah. I still have my moments where it's hard being a happiness researcher, because you clearly know when you're not living the research, when you've stepped out of it. When I don't sleep enough, that's my biggest Achilles heel. But what I think the difference now, knowing this research so intimately and having had a chance to do all the habits that we promote, I know much more quickly when I'm out of my place in peace. And I need to get back into it. And I know also some of the steps to get me back there. So it's not that I don't feel bad. It's that the amount of time I spend in that space becomes less.
And actually, everybody out there, they can, right? If they use the techniques from broadcasting happiness, use the techniques from positive psychology, use the techniques that you guys spend so much time on research. Can they do this too?
Yes, absolutely. So the book is broken down. It's almost like going through a course.
Yeah,
I share 7 strategies. These are research-based, easy strategies to use that people can start using right away. Small, 3, 4, 5 second behavioral changes. Really easy. And they're not only for yourself, but to do in conjunction with other people. So if you want to ripple that out to your classroom, to your family, to your business. And then we also, and I'd invite anyone who's interested in taking this, we have a 30-question assessment. It's available for free on our website. You go to broadcastinghappiness.com.
So just like the name of the book, broadcastinghappiness.com?
Okay. Yeah, and it's explained in chapter 1, but there's also, if you were to take the assessment, it tests for the 3 greatest predictors of long-term levels of success that we have in the research. Work optimism, positive engagement, and support provision. When you know how your mind works in these 3 areas, and you know how expressive you are of that mindset, you can start to see, hey, okay, well, I can work on this and sort of raise the signal, recharge that area. The greatest thing about these 3 predictors, they're all malleable. No matter how much we've been practicing them in one domain or another, we can work on them to be more optimistic, to be more connected to the people around us, to believe that our behavior matters, to see stress as a challenge instead of a threat. And so the success scale will give you your scores and also an interpretive report to help you make those changes.
That's awesome. So, then everybody, so if it is free, there's no reason not to go to broadcastinghappiness.com and fill up. I will definitely make sure I do it when I get home, if not earlier than Monday. And I didn't do it yet.
You're going to be off the charts, though.
No. If you don't mind, I was thinking just a quick personal question. So I believe you guys have a 2-year-old, Leo.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And again, I know we have a lot of parents out there. And you will be going through, so he's a 2, my son is like, I don't know, 28, 29. but my point is, you will be going through this now, a number of years until the rest of our lives. That's what we do. What is the 1 or 2 advice that you could give that you're going through now with Leo?
So you were asking about, we have a 2.5-year-old. What's one thing that we're really trying to do as parents to help him not only be happy, but be
good human being.
Good human being, right. And I think what we've been experimenting with, the number one thing has been this idea of strengthening a positive identity. we are, I'll give you an example. Leo in general is pretty calm, but sleeping has not been always the easiest thing, right? He would love it if we rocked him to sleep every night and then slept next to him. It would be perfect. But we can't do that. And so what we decided to do was focus on identifying the moments in which he's acting in the behavior that we're excited about, right? So when we put him in his crib, it's not like you need to stay there for the next 8 hours and we'll come get you in the morning. It's, you're such a good sleeper. You're such a good boy. You're doing so wonderful. You see your pillow? You can lay your head on it. Oh, that is really good. Good job. So as our son gets older and there's more opportunities to do that, what I would like to do is in every moment that he is not every moment, but within reason.
Sure.
But in the moments when he's trying hard, he's being a good person, he's taking care of others and being loving, I want to call him out for all of those things so that hopefully he strengthens that identity, as opposed to, because we have monkey minds and because we can be insecure and all the normal things that human beings struggle with, I want my voice in his head to be stronger than those things. So I would say, Sean and I are shooting a PBS special in August. We're really excited. It comes out.
You already have one that's number one. So now you're doing another
We're doing another one.
Oh my gosh. Now, which one's going to be number one?
Yeah.
Next one?
We got to wrestle. And one of the things we're going to be talking about is this idea of the right campaign. Go out and call people out on all that they're doing right. To strengthen your husband's identity as a helper, because you need help around the house. As the wife, say, I'm so thankful that you cleared the table. Thank you so much for ordering pizza. That was really helpful. Instead of focusing on all the things he's doing wrong. And we had a friend who did that, and she was really, really frustrated because he was like putting his dirty gym bag here and doing this and doing that and not helping around the house. She started doing a right campaign, and for 1 week called him out on all the things he was doing right. Well, by Thursday, he's fixing a leaky faucet that he hadn't been focused on before. He's doing all these great things. So the more we can strengthen that identity, I think the more that we bring out the best in other people.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. There are like hundreds of people waiting here for Michelle.
I can't see you.
No, it's okay. They don't need to see me. There are like hundreds of people waiting here for Michelle, and she was such a giving us honor to spend so much time with us. So thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. And thanks for your great work and creating this ripple effect with the whole world.
Thanks.
Really, really appreciate it.
Thanks. Same here.
Thanks so much.